The message that ended everything. Or so I thought. The text arrived at exactly 6:42 p.m. I know the time because I stared at my phone for what felt like hours, willing the words to disappear. You won't be joining us? My wife prefers to keep things private. That was all my son wrote. No, Mom. No explanation, no apology. Just a cold, final door slammed shut in my face. My name is Eleanor Hayes. I'm 68 years old, and I live in a quiet little town just outside California. For most of my life, my son Daniel was my entire world. After his father died, when Daniel was only 5, it was just the two of us. I worked 2 jobs, skipped meals so he could eat, stayed up countless nights when he was sick, and poured every drop of love I had into raising him. He was my reason to keep breathing. When he grew up, got married, and started his own family, I told myself I was ready to let go. I was wrong. At first, the changes were small. Sunday calls grew shorter. Then, fewer. Then, they stopped. On his birthday, I spent the entire day cooking his favorite meal, even though I knew he probably wouldn't come. I sent him a simple message. Happy birthday, sweetheart. I made your favorite. Wish you were here. His reply came minutes later. You won't be joining us. My wife prefers to keep things private. My hands shook so badly I could barely type back. What do you mean? Is everything okay? Silence. Days turned into weeks. Weeks into months. No calls. No visits. No answers. It felt like my only child had died, but was still walking around somewhere without me. I started to believe it was my fault. Maybe I had said the wrong thing. Maybe his wife Clara simply didn't like me. Maybe I wasn't the mother he deserved anymore. Then, one rainy evening, my phone rang from an unknown number. I almost didn't answer. Hello? I whispered. Silence. Then a weak, broken voice. Mom? My heart nearly stopped. Daniel. The line went dead. That single word changed everything, because in that moment, I knew my son wasn't ignoring me. He was trapped. I called him back again and again. Straight to voicemail. His phone was off, so I made a decision that would change both our lives forever. I was going to bring my son home. The drive to California felt like driving straight into a nightmare. Every mile, my mind raced with terrible possibilities. When I finally pulled up to their house at dusk, the place looked normal from the outside, but something felt horribly wrong. I knocked. No answer. I knocked harder. The curtain in the living room twitched. Someone was watching me. The door finally opened. Clara stood there, calm and icy. You shouldn't be here, Eleanor. I'm here to see my son. He's not available. Her voice was too smooth, too controlled. Then I'll wait right here on the porch. She stepped outside and closed the door firmly behind her. You need to leave. Now. That's when I heard it. A faint thud from inside the house, followed by a weak, muffled sound. Almost like someone trying to call out, Daniel. I breathed. For a split second, pure fear flashed across Clara's face. I didn't think. I shoved past her and burst inside. The house was dark. Too quiet. The air felt heavy, like it was holding its breath. I followed the sound down the hallway to a closed door at the end. Clara's voice rose behind me, sharp and desperate. Stop. Don't open that door. My hand was already on the knob. I pushed it open. What I saw made my blood run cold. Daniel was lying on a bare mattress in a dimly lit room, pale, gaunt. His eyes were sunken. His body weak, like he hadn't seen sunlight or a proper meal in weeks. Chains weren't needed. The fear in his eyes told me he was completely broken. "Mom," he whispered, his voice barely there. I turned to Clara, rage and horror exploding inside me. "What have you done to him?" She didn't deny it. She didn't have to. The truth was rotting right in front of me. I called the police. Immediately what followed was a blur of sirens, flashing lights, and shouting. Clara was arrested. Daniel was rushed to the hospital, fighting for his life. I sat in the waiting room, shaking, realizing how close I had come to losing him forever. Because sometimes the most dangerous monsters don't hide in the dark. They hide behind polite smiles. And the people we love most? The lesson. Never ignore that quiet voice inside you when something feels wrong with the people you love. Distance can be a warning. Silence can be a scream. And love, real love, sometimes means fighting your way through closed doors. Even when they tell you to leave. If this story made your heart race, if it reminded you to check on the people you care about, then do one thing for me right now. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Because there are more true, emotional, and chilling stories like this waiting for you. And remember, not every family story has a happy ending, but every one of them can teach you how to save the ones you love before it's too late.